in Keri'ah. So page Ayin Hey, new section. But Sar Li Ekra Hashem. In my distress, I will call out to him. As the pasuk says. So now we are talking about Keri'ah, which literally means calling out to. Let's see what's going on here. HaKriya, excuse me. HaKriya hi tefila shekora adam lakadosh baruch hu mikoyach akara berura shekadosh baruch hu shemei la umitoch shebar lo shemidos av yizbarach lehazn tefilosay uvekoich lasos bakashaso. What is Keri'ah? Keri'ah is the type of tefillah a person calls out to Hashem from the koach, with the koach of the recognition, the akara berura, the clear recognition that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is listening to you. You know with absolute and utter clarity with this tefillah, Hashem hears you. And you know that the midos of Hashem, again, that Hashem is listening to you. Hashem is turning his ear kaviyachol to you, and he has the koach to fill your request. This is similar to someone who calls out to his friend when he knows that he's close by to him. You know your friend is next to you, so you call out to him. When he hears you're calling out to him, you need something, you turn, I see Yona a foot away from me, I'll say, Yona, I need your help. Okay, shkoyach. Right? Even though we know that there's such a thing in nature, and we discussed this earlier, right? Of calling out to somebody even if there's nobody around, right? Remember that was na'aka. Zeh ma'isa na'aka. That was groaning out, right? The fact that a person naturally calls out to somebody, that's the koach Hashem gave us, right? Remember we spoke about that? About lo Keri'ah. That's the akka, but not Keri'ah. Keri'ah is different. Keri'ah is not just calling out to nobody. Keri'ah is calling out to somebody. The Keri'ah, he rak hasher ikar peniya, we also make Keri'ah also, the chavani lemishu mesuyam. Keri'ah literally means that you're turning to somebody specific. She'achet shemei that can hear your voice. V'hu koreh lo kedei litzor imo kesher. And you're calling out to him to have a relationship with him, a kesher with him. Levakish, to ask from him, lo marlo inim mesuyam, to tell him something. Keri'ah is the act of this tangible connection, right? That we see. It's not just, so na'aka is calling, we have a natural thing that Hashem gave us to call out when we're in pain. Somebody, we just scream out, right, to anybody. Right? And then we channel it to Hashem, right? As we spoke about na'aka. But with Keri'ah, it's the fact that I actually look at Yonah in the face and I call out to him. And I say, I know he's here, I know he listens to me, and he can help me. This is a yesod, it is a foundational point in tefillah and all of what is Hashem. What is that?
Strong lashon.
It's a strong lashon. Yeah, strong lashon.
It's a big deal.
It's a nekuda. He's yesod in tefillah and he's yesod in all of what is Hashem. Hatfisa apshuta. Hashem mitzias Hashem yisbarach. Itanu hi mitzios mamashis. That the fact that the simple grasp in the most basic way to recognize that the existence and presence and reality of Hashem is a mamashis. It's a real thing. It's not just like a concept. It's a physical thing. It's a physical, spiritual thing. It's a spiritually physical thing. It's real. That Hashem is real and Hashem is real presence. Lo pachos mikol metzios dom en tzomei chai o medaber. Not any different than any sort of mineral or plant or animal or person. Omni lefanenu. Kein Hashem yizbarach hu metzios chai amitis. HaKadosh Baruch Hu is a true, real, and living reality. He's alive. Hashem is real. Pshuta u'brura, pasha pshat, and clear. Ledaber v'likrolo, and that we could call out to him, that we could talk to him. He's real. He's right next to us right now. He's here. He's real. Can't see him, but he's here. And he hears us in the simplest, most pasha way to understand this concept. It's literally, he's saying it's as pasha as it sounds. It's as pasha as it sounds. That HaKadosh Baruch Hu is here, and he listens. How does Hashem hear? No, he's God. He can do whatever he wants. He hears you. Pasha, simplest concept, and that the Hashem is real. Hashem is alive, and Hashem is really, really a real, tangible presence right here with us. The more someone grasps this, with simplicity, just taking it. Ultimately, again, you can ask as many questions in the world. You can ask how. Okay, guess what? I don't got an answer for you. Nobody has an answer for you. How? I don't know. So do you want to live your life like that, or you want to like the reality? Take it. The more we take it with pashtus, understanding this concept that Hashem is real, Hashem is here, Hashem is next to us. Then what? I know Yossi Yehudi. The more Jewish you are, the Yoser Enosh, the more of a man you are. The Yoser Oved Hashem, the more of an Oved Hashem you are. The Kiloshin Chazal Halavai she'mora shemayim aleichem kimora basav ardam. That it should be halavai that you should fear shemayim like you feel man. Halavai. You should get to the like you should feel some sort of awe of heaven that like you feel of a physical person in front of you. This is what the Ramchal says in Mesilas Yesharim. And this is the lashon of Mesilas Yesharim. V'inei shloisha devarim tzarich yistakel adam v'yizborin heitev kedei sheyagia zos hayira. There's three things a person needs to look at and to contemplate well in order that he gets to this yira, this awe of Shemayim. Ha'echad, what's number one? Shu oimed mamish lifnei habari yizbarach shemay. That you are standing literally as you could possibly say. As physically as you could say, you are standing in front of Hashem. V'nosei nimo. And you're conversing with Him in the most physical sense, most spiritually physical sense. Right? Even though your physical eyes don't see Him. You don't see Him, but He's there. Right? In the most simple way possible, you're standing here, He's right next to you, you're speaking, and He's listening and speaking back. You don't see it, and you don't hear it, but it's happening. Pasha, this is what Mesilas Yesharim says, contemplate this concept.
Aren't you supposed to face down when you're davening?
Yeah, so Hashem is down, Hashem is everywhere. Hashem, you know the song. Hashem is here, Hashem is there.
When you're talking to someone, you usually face, you look forwards, you don't look down. I'm talking to Rebbe like this is kind of weird.
Yeah, well, guess what? God is down there too. God's everywhere.
Say when
you can still talk to God with your face down. Maybe
I know, but I'm saying it's supposed to feel like you're you're talking to someone else.
Truth is, you're supposed to actually be a little inclined over. You speak to someone.
You would be
you're actually supposed to bow a little bit.
You
You can pick your head up and talk to God, whatever floats your boat.
See, doesn't the Shomar say you're supposed to face down, look down?
Or close your eyes, or stand face up and close your eyes.
You're not supposed to face up.
Not look up. I mean just look forward and close your eyes. You can do that if that makes you feel better.
It's definitely mutter to look straight.
Yeah, you should look either in the look in the sit or close your eyes. But yeah, good. But anyways, but and you should know and understand that this is the hardest thing to do. This is truly the hardest thing to do. Why? Because this concept of seeing God and feeling Hashem's presence and knowing He's there and really, really understanding that, you can't use any of your senses to do that, right? The reason why it's easy for me to touch, to hear, to feel, to smell, because I have senses, and my senses help me with that. This is the type of avodah which has you can't engage your senses. This is purely in your mind, thinking. That's why it's so difficult. That's why it's so difficult for us every single day. Amnam. Anybody who's got shtickle seichel. With just a little bit of contemplation, and really puts his heart on this. You can really establish this concept in your heart. That you're literally going back and forth with Hashem. Just imagine, and he says just a little bit of contemplation. Contemplate a little bit, and you'll be able to. You'll be able to contemplate. Right, and that you literally enter that, and you think about it again. You're literally, this is before Hashem is the one that you're asking and begging from. And Hashem is listening to you. Just like you're talking to your friend, just like you converse with your friend. Hashem is literally listening in the same way. And your friend listens to you. And that was Mesilas. That was all Mesilas Yesharim. And Rav Shimshon finishes. Excuse me, I have a bad cough still. And understand what he's saying. He's saying pashtos, and I'll tell you in a second. I'll elaborate in a second. But chayim pashtos zu, and he actually feels this. His tefillah is going to be pure and clear. V'avodas amitis is going to feel much more like avodah amitis, and it's not just in Shemona Esrei. It's your entire day, right? You'll be zocha to Hashem's help. Everything you do. The concept he's saying here is tremendous. It's a tremendous yisod of avodas Hashem, which is taking things bepashtos. It's a very difficult thing, but what does that mean? Does that say you can't ask questions? No, nobody's saying that. Does that say you shouldn't ask questions? No, certainly not. We're not Christians. Christians don't ask questions. We ask questions. Our whole religion is about asking questions. Literally, open a Gemara. It's all questions. It's all questioning each other, questioning God, questioning the ways of God. That's right? That's the truth. That's what our religion is. So what does it mean to take bepashtos? The answer is like this: that basically there's such a concept of recognizing that the way the philosophers work and the way the Greek philosophy works, all these types of things is that they can't rationalize. The reason they can't bring themselves to actually admit that God is real and the world is created by is because they have this arrogance in their mind that anything that they cannot understand cannot be real. It's just anything that's just beyond their grasp of understanding just can't be real because they think that they're literally God, right? That's the ideal. And that's what these philosophers, that ultimately, that their answer, what's their answer? They have answers for everything. Because then, we all know, what's the simplest? They say God didn't create the world. Or even if God did create the world, whatever. But he's not the infinite God, right? Because, but how do we question them? What would be the first thing? I'd say, okay, I do the classic. Who created the tree? Oh, the oxygen. I don't know, the oxygen. Who created the roots? Oh, the minerals. Oh, who created the sky? Oh, all the way until God. And then we say, and you go, and then we'll get to God. I mean, you will be like, there we go. And what will he say? You know what they say? No, God just was. And we're like, yeah, but who created him? He just was. He wasn't created, just was. I'm like, but what does that mean? This is what Greek philosophy is. I'm serious. This is what they believe. And you say, like, what do you mean he just was? And he just was. And because they can't rationalize the concept, that anything beyond their mind can't be real. So for us, though, what do we say? What do the Jewish people say? What does anybody with faith say when we get to that point? We say, Pashtus. That's it. Beyond God, I don't know. I don't know. So what do? We take it. We take it and we say, wow, there's something beyond me. I can't explain it. That's incredible. There's something out there that goes beyond the human brain. Something out there that I can't understand it. That's it. And we take it. And there's a real mila to this. This avoda. And again, when somebody says, again, like somebody gives, when the Gemara says something, when the Gemara says some statement, and so many different things, whatever you can say. There's a beautiful Gemara. I just remember this one actually. On Daf, it's Shabbos? Yes, Masech Shabbos. Shabbos has got everything. You hear me quote Shabbos all the time. Shabbos is everything. You want everything. You want crazy agarta. You want life advice. You want Hilchos Shabbos. You can get some Hildat in there too. Blanking where it is, but it's
Kufiates.
Kufiates. No, not Kufiates. Kufiates is no. That's if you want to find the inyanim of answering Kaddish. Go to Kufiates. Amen. Yehishmei Rabbi. The Koyach. That's Kufiates. I'm on the spot here. This is terrible. It's one of my favorite daf in Shas. Okay, anyways, there's a story on this daf which I'm going to remember. But it's just, I think it's Rava. The Rava's walking around and Rava's sitting and he's learning. And there was a certain kofer lived in the neighborhood. And the guy's walking by and the guy looked at Rava and he sees Rava sitting like this, right? He has hands like under his under his legs like this, and he's just learning like this. And the guy notices, or it was a guy or kofer, just says a min whatever, and his hands are bleeding. His knuckles are just like bleeding, and he doesn't even realize because he's been like sitting like this. He like crushed his knuckles, so into his learning. And this guy goes to him, he's like, "You stupid Jew!" He's like, "Look at you." He's like you guys like literally like you circumvent, you don't even know what you're doing right now. Like you just do nasav and ishma. Like you're just a dumb Jew. Why would you ever just nasav and ishma something? Why would you ever do something without knowing the reason for it? It's like you say like what you think this is normal? You think it's a normal thing to just be sitting there and breaking your head like just because the Torah whatever? There's no what's the reason? Nasav and ishma. He mocks us. He says it's a stupid mentality. And Rava says basically he's like, stupid guy. he's like, look at the straight else right now. So look how peaceful my life is as a Jew. Look how peaceful I am that I don't need to know. He says, Nasav and Ishma is the most beautiful bracha in the world that I have that. I have Nasav and Ishma. You sit here all day, running around looking, searching, seeking. You want answer, you want this. I sit here and I have Emunah Pshuta and I'm good. Me and Hashem, we're sitting here with Chavrusei. It's amazing. Baruch Hashem. He says, life as a Jew with Emunah Pshuta, Pashup Pshat, yeah, just accepting it. Accepting I don't know the answers. And then and he said that's like the tranquility and beauty of being a Jew. So again, some people won't like this. Some people will not like this. But there's nothing not to like about this. This is, and I'm not saying I'm not talking about you guys. I'm talking about certain people who are very intellectual don't like this. They don't like this concept because they like to know and understand. But the root of Judaism, the root of Torah is Pashtus. The root is we don't know. There's a certain point, if you want to be a frum Jew, if you want to be a Torah Jew, if you want to get close to Hashem, you have to accept that there's certain things which you just have to accept. And that's it. And there's no answer for them. Pashat Pshat. Ultimately, why did Hashem create the world? We have beautiful answers. We don't know the ultimate reason. We don't know. What are we supposed to know? So therefore, what, God's not real? No, he's just greater than us. How can we know? And this concept of basically just taking bepashtus, and now let's apply it again. Now, Hashem says to us, and we learn, Al Pi Chazal, Al Pi Hashem, Al Pi everybody. Hashem says, right? I'm blanking out. Sorry, I was going to say apostle, but I totally forgot what apostle I was going to say. But Hashem says, you call out to me, I'm here. You talk to me, I'm listening to you. So who are we to say, no, you're not, because we can't see you? You could do that, but you just spend your whole life seeking and trying to figure out the answer, but you're never going to find it, because that's the reality. You have the truth in front of you. But how are you supposed to accept that Hashem is in front of you? How are you supposed to accept that you're talking to God right now? You just accept it. You accept it with a munah pshuta and say, okay, fine. This is the reality. This is the only thing that makes sense. This is the reality. And that's how you start to build your kasher with Shemayim. And then that's how you end up in these places. And that's how you end up flying in Torah. That's how you end up flying in Judaism. That's how you end up flying in Torah. And then that's how you feel it. That's how you feel it. People spend their whole life looking for feeling. Looking for feeling. And the only way to feel it is if you just accept that God is greater than you. Just don't know. So that's the concept of Keri'ah. The concept of Keri'ah is knowing with clarity and certainty and taking it that when I talk to Hashem in front of me, it's like I'm talking to Yonah right in front of me. It's my boy. It's right here. Yeah, we said not too friendly, but like we said, like Pegiah, go back to Pegiah, reference previous year. But is just as much of a reality as listening to me. And just because I can't see him, don't let my own arrogance and Yitzhahara get in the way and tell me that means that he's not there. Because that's ridiculous. Because it's way harder. This is what I always say. Like, it's way harder to disprove God than to prove that God is here, right? Did I say that right, or did I say that wrong?
Harder to disprove God than prove God?
You said it right.
Yeah, that's right. That's correct. Yeah, sorry. It's way harder to disprove God than to prove God. So therefore, if you want to go by logic, be on the logical side. That's what I'm saying. Pashat and it's hard messes with people and whatever. So all other shit. We got to take our next series is we're gonna take each one of these shears where I said this is a whole nother shear. We're gonna go with Ian and make another shear about every topic that I've said this is another shear on. That'd be crazy.
That's good.
Okay, we'll do that next year. Okay, Chef, you want to come back to Gimel because he's whatever.
We'll learn in what's called
Kalish Talmud? Oh, Hashem. Hey, you belong there. You belong there. Yeah, why not? Shkoyach. Bez Hashem.